Hello, everyone. There out in the Twitcher sphere. It is the Outlaw John Rocha here, one of your co-hosts for this new show we're doing on Twitch exclusively. It's called the John and Wendy Show, and the Wendy in that equation is the great Wendy Lee. How are you, Wendy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. Things are happening. No, my
Yes.
birthday's around the corner. November's around the corner.
What does that make you
Christmas
in
is around the corner.
astrology?
What? Oh, Scorpio.
What's your sign?
Of course. I'm on the
Oh,
cusp.
I should know this. That makes so much sense.
I'm on the cusp between Scorpio and Libra, so I always say that I'm in a passionate pursuit of balance. That's what I say. That's what I say.
My mom is also a Scorpio.
Oh.
I don't know what that means, but
it makes so much sense. But how are things on your end? How are things with the movie couple? How's it going over there on Twitch on your side of the fence there? How are things going on? Everything you got going on here in the world of social media and in the world of Twitch?
It's busy, man, which is good.
Yeah.
Like I am definitely not complaining about being busy. I just wish I had a better grasp on my own personal time management. Like, years ago, 2 years ago, when I was coordinating 50 million other people's schedule, I'm really good at, organized. I told Dustin this. I am great at organizing other people. Yeah. I am not great at organizing me. Why? I don't know. Like I can bullet journal until my hand falls off.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm going to check up all this stuff. And then nothing. And that's what happened yesterday. I hopped on Twitch. We were talking about this previous, to going live. How I don't really stick to a steady stream schedule.
Yes.
It's because sometimes I think I can have certain things finished or edited or published by this time, and then something else happens, and then that takes all of my energy, and then by the time I want to stream, I'm like, no, I'm kind of tired. I don't want to do it. And I was so tired yesterday, and I hadn't done too much.
Right.
And I thought maybe this was let me just throw the rest of my plans out. And I just went on Twitch and I just played a little bit of Neil the World Ends with You with some fellow movie bunch watching along. And it was a good time. I felt a little bit more energized after that.
Yeah. It's amazing how, because doing the things that we do here in these multiple spheres can drain us, but the fact that we get people watching, we get to have fun with some of our fans, but also some of the people who are involved in the things that we do can kind of re-energize us for sure as we go along in the things that we're doing. And yeah, we're gonna try to energize you all. It's mid-afternoon for us here on the West Coast. On PT time, Pacific time. Maybe some of you are getting off work on the East Coast and you're like, oh my God, Friday, it's over. I get to relax. Well, let us help you relax here on the John and Wendy Show. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about all kinds of stuff happening in the world of entertainment. Get you some of our reviews and recommendations for you this weekend to watch or to hang out and do what have you. And getting some trending news. It's all kinds of stuff that's happening. But Wendy, this is not on the rundown, but I just saw this about an hour ago, and I wanted to get your
Colossus FN just cheered 1,100 bits.
Wow! Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh! Thank you.
That's very kind. Thank you very much. And please remember to subscribe and follow the channel here, the Outlaw Nation.
Getting that hype train going.
I'm at 599. Let's get to 600 followers during the show. So if you haven't followed or subscribed to me, please do so. But thank you very much for those bits.
Wow.
Can I give them some love here? Yeah, there it is. Colossus FN. Thank you so much. Incredibly kind. Thank you. Hey, welcome, MK Songbird. I see you in here as well. So let's see. We got what did I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. So anyway, before I got into that, I was going to mention this to you. It's not on the rundown, but this just dropped. Brandon Katz, who is the senior entertainment reporter for The Observer, he dropped this tweet. I'm going to read it to you. Said, based on noon estimates, Halloween Kills could earn as much as $47.5 million this opening weekend, even though it's getting savaged by the critics.
It is?
It is. I saw a lot of bad
I haven't
reviews.
read any of them because I was going to watch it tonight.
All right.
I was going to wait till it turns dark and clutch my pillow and be like, oh.
After we're done, I'm definitely watching the first one and then watching Halloween Kills right afterwards. But No Time to Die is potentially looking at $26.1 million this second, and it's a drop of 68%. Venom is eyeing around $14 million in week 3, but Last Duel is opening at under $5 million. That's what they're predicting for. What's your reaction to that?
It's such a good movie. It's funny that I think I read that earlier this morning and just didn't kind of think about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm still editing my review for The Last Duel. Something in a previous edit glitched and there was a big chunk that I was like, where is this part?
Right.
So I've just trash canned the whole project, starting over. I think Dustin and I were talking for like 16 minutes and I had edited down to 10. So it's a little more like a bite-sized review. Now I gotta just do it all over again. But you and I think just having text messages exchanges have really enjoyed the movie and, you know, the way that Ridley Scott has told the story using kind of like that multi-perspective point of view, which I like, because even though the movie obviously surrounds a very heavy trigger warning topic or with sexual assault, they try to, you know, not to say like, oh, this was right or wrong. Like there is no right, it's just wrong, that part. But they told it from each person who is directly involved with this, from their point of view. And you kind of see the way each person thinks. And I just thought that was so interesting, because based on the trailer, I didn't think it was going to be like this until actually Act 2, where I was like, oh, okay, that's really interesting. So I think perhaps I'm hoping that word of mouth is going to get more eyes on the movie, or on the offset is that maybe because the trailer seems so heavy, that people are kind of gonna say not right now. Maybe they want, because we're still, even though things are getting better, we're still living in the middle of a pandemic. You know, people are still trying to figure out whether do they go back to work, do they find another job, do they XYZ. There's a lot of factors, and maybe they want to partake in something that's a little bit less heavy. That's what I'm thinking, because it's a good movie. I don't think there's too many like negative reviews on the film, though I'm not sure.
I just finished my spoiler review. It's going to drop later on tonight. It's about 25 minutes, just kind of going deep into the performances and what was brought up in the film. But you know, and if the film works, you know, and I liked the film, but I did have a couple of reservations, which I talk about on the review. But I in no way thought that this was going to be a film that wasn't going to do well at the box office, or at least do moderately well. We're talking Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Adam Driver, and then Jodie Comer, who's up and coming, because Free Guy did so well. You know, I know that's probably on the heels of, or on the back of, Ryan Reynolds mostly, but Jodie Comer was introduced to audiences on a mass level in Free Guy. Now, maybe people who haven't seen Killing Eve or whatever, you've got a chance to hang out with Jodie Comer and get to see her, get to know her, and appreciate her work. Okay, great. Let's move on to this. But I wonder if this is maybe, you know, just a tough story, and people they feel like it's a political film about Me Too, about this idea of a woman being raped and trying to, you know, fight back in the system that's a patriarchal system. I wonder if men felt like, oh, I'm not going to go see that. You know, maybe that's the overall, and that's a shame, because the whole point of the film is to get men in mass to break the patterns of not wanting to listen to a woman's point of view on things, or when a woman is assaulted or raped, that to give credibility to hear women out on these situations. It's kind of mind-blowing to seeing what the audience is doing here in reaction. And that's
literally,
and it's Ridley Scott as well. This is these are big hitters here that for some reason the film isn't getting enough attention.
It's so weird. The second I saw the trailer, and I mean, I feel like, yes, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck have obviously been in the industry, been acting, writing for a very long time. They're very well known. Jodie is a little bit newer, but she came on the scene and she just plowed through everybody with her talent, her performance, and she's very versatile. You know, like her character in Killing Eve is very different from her character in Free Guy, who is also very different from Marguerite in The Last Duel. So like, she is somebody, if you don't know her name, get used to hearing it. I think she's going to be cast in 50 million things. I think she's fun in interviews. I saw her, you know, playing around with Ryan Reynolds in the interviews for Free Guy, the promos. She seems like she's a lot of fun. She takes her work seriously, enjoys her work. So I'm hoping that maybe because, and this is all speculation, we don't know. I'm so surprised, because when I first saw the trailer, I said, I need to go and see this movie. And it's not one of those movies that you're like, woohoo, and you're like skipping home. You know, we're definitely thinking about it, but that's the purpose of telling this story. And I don't think it's like woke.
Right.
This is
Right. Right.
history. It's based on a
A true
book,
story.
I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
It's basically, yeah. Yeah.
So it's not, this is history right here. And if,
Mm.
I think it's okay that you feel a little uncomfortable watching this.
Right. Right.
Because of the topic that it's centered around.
Yeah.
It should make you a little uncomfortable. You should be able to watch those scenes with ease.
Yeah. And there's probably something to say about medieval tales. They don't usually do well at the box office. I mean, A Knight's Tale is the anomaly. So maybe that's a part of it too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people love
But did that do
Excalibur.
well right out of the gate?
Yeah, that's
A
the
Knight's
thing. I
Tale?
don't know.
See, I don't know
check.
either. I
Yeah,
don't
but like,
remember seeing that in theaters. I feel like I saw it later.
oh, okay. Yeah. No,
think.
I remember going to see it in the theater because it was like, oh, who's this Heath Ledger guy? And cool little. But then I like medieval shit because I'm a big King Arthur guy. So it was like, okay, to me, it's not a big deal. But look, Green Knight didn't do well. So and that's
it's
kind
similar.
it's kind of a medieval vibe to it as well.
Yeah.
So you wonder if maybe this is
Yeah.
the audiences in America don't gravitate to these films set during those times because they
Yes.
can't really connect to that. So interesting stuff. Just wanted to throw it out to start off the show, kind of get your thoughts overall as we get into this thing. Thanks to the 9 of you who are watching us right now. Brendan, good to see you in here, brother man. Nice to see you. We're gonna go through a bunch of stuff here and hang on and send bits, and the Streamlabs are open. So if you want to send Streamlabs stuff, it's right there on the screen. The address, it's also in the description. Oh, well, I guess it's not a description. It's right there on the thing. Maybe I'll put it as a banner kind of rolling on the video as we go through. But Wendy, where are we going to go first?
Well, I know we're kind of upending when we said we're here to like entertain and have fun, but the first two topics of today's show is a little bit on the more serious side, but I think it is important to talk about because this next topic, and we're talking about the IATSE strike, it does affect a lot of people, and it's not just like PAs, directors, ADs, makeup artists, hairdressers, wardrobe. It's more than that. So you guys know that they've been, speaking out about they want better treatment on set, better, working hours, as in like, not like more hours, because every day on set could usually goes over 8 hours anyway. So it's not like they're short on the hours, but enough like downtime between sets. Like to ask somebody to work 7 days consecutively, 16 hours is crazy. You're going to run people down. Safety for everybody who has worked those long hours, traveling home, so they can get home safely, better pay, better breaks, better treatment. And that's just tip of the iceberg here. So it looks like the president of IATSE, Matthew Loeb, has announced that unless an agreement is reached, which as of right now, we haven't heard otherwise, which means it has not been reached, the 60,000 workers represented by the union will go on a nationwide strike come this Monday.
Wow.
Which could totally like flip production, Hollywood, everything.
Yeah.
Like just, it could halt production all over the country.
Yeah.
So they voted to authorize this strike nationwide at the beginning of this month. We had talked about it already. And at the time, almost 90% of the IATSE casting voting ballots to show their support for the cause, representing more than 53,000 members. So it was all to just, they're not asking for the moon here. It's really common sense to me. They just want better working conditions, better pay. It's really not that hard to grasp, to be honest with you. So for example, for film and TV workers to have adequate salaries, well-defined working hours, like we talked about, assured time for meal breaks, rest time on weekends and holidays. And there's also, I remember, and I don't think it's in this article that I have up, but something about the pay not being equal for streaming platform shows, productions versus television and film. So, and I know that streaming is we're still on the newer side of things, but like we got to get this worked out because you get, people's livelihood is dependent on it.
Yeah.
What is your takeaway from all of this right now?
Well,
I think if we don't have any updates throughout the weekend, I mean, this is Friday already. So it looks like to me the strike's going to happen unless their demands are met, that's fingers crossed for me, the best news possible. Monday morning we wake up, turn on the news and they don't even have to strike because they're going to get what they asked for.
Yeah.
Worst case scenarios is they have to unfortunately, do the strike in order to get what they want.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, Matthew Loeb said, that he wanted to put a date on this because he said that the pace of bargaining doesn't reflect any sense of urgency in his opinion. And he set a date for the strike because he expects that to pressure the AMPTP, which is the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, to negotiate faster, Wendy. So, as you were saying, they're hoping to get it done by Monday. He said, without an end date, we could be talking about this forever, and our members deserve basic needs. And this is a unique event in the 128 years existence of this of IATSE, of the organization. So they're not taking this lightly, and they seem to have universal support amongst their membership and amongst the Hollywood community. Other unions are chiming in support of what IATSE is doing. And this is such a critical time. This is the time to strike. This is the time to put the studios on notice because the studios are desperate to get things back into production to make up the money they lost during COVID. And
Absolutely.
so the IATSE is basically saying, we're happy to help. We don't want you to abuse our people and underpay our people. Like we have our friend Rachel Cushing, who has spoken about it quite powerfully, how they're trying to undercut editors and pay them almost nothing to edit their projects, claiming they have no idea how much they're making off any of this stuff. And I find that to be a ridiculous thing on so many levels. So to me, I think this is an incredible move by them, and I think it's the right move by them. And we'll see if it yields results, because I have a couple of friends who are on productions now, and they're telling me they're working around the clock all weekend because these productions now want to get as much done, fearing that they're going to strike by Monday. And two of them said to me separately, they don't sense that there's any resolution to this coming anytime soon. Because because they said the AMPTP are not budging at all, and IATSE is not budging at all. So maybe this deadline, sometimes deadlines, all the posturing that goes on with this kind of crap. Maybe this is enough to get people, because Wendy, Jim Vejvoda, our friend Jim Vejvoda on Twitter said, I don't know how we even have a premiere for Eternals if we don't have people to work the Eternals premiere, which a lot of
if they go on strike.
Yeah, if they go on strike, a lot of publicists, a lot of production people, they would be working the Eternals premiere under a union job. So that's the thing, too. How many non-union people do you trust to slide on in there and know how to do everything at a premiere with little to no experience doing a premiere? So that's kind of crazy, because the premiere is Monday night for Eternals.
I wonder if Disney, for a Disney film, because Marvel Disney, it may be a little different because, well, see, I don't know. This is me just talking, because I don't work for Disney. I've never worked for Disney.
Right.
So I don't, that union part of it, I wouldn't know the inner workings of like so and so. But what I'm trying to put into words is that Disney is no stranger to putting on big productions.
Right.
And they do have their own people that's under the Disney banner contract. Maybe union. I'm not sure about the inner workings and the specifics of that. Right. And that's what makes me feel a little bit like, well, but that's just from the Disney production event side of things. That's not speaking about the other the actors and their teams.
Right.
That's a whole big thing. Obviously you and I are on the same page, and we support IATSE.
Yeah.
And we hope that they get what they want. Because this is, I'm just so surprised that like they're digging their heels in and be like, we're not going to give you what you want.
Right.
For better working conditions? Why not? Don't you want people to be safe so they can continue to work on your productions?
Well, the question is, what is the impetus here? Why are they doing this? That's the other side of this, is like, why are you going this route? Why are you choosing to go this route? Do you see that there's
Is it like bluffing? I don't think you're going to do the strike.
Right. Yeah. Is there kind of thing where oh no, you guys are going to be desperate and you're going to run out of money and blah, blah, blah. Is that what we're looking at here? I don't know. So that kind of unsettles me.
This is serious.
Well, yeah.
This is people's livelihood.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people. Because I mean, if you're not having stuff in production, and I'm thinking about Joe Russo's interview yesterday. I think it was in Variety, where he talked about like he thinks 2 to 5 studios won't be in existence anymore in 10 years, which is crazy. Just absolutely crazy. So this could speed that along for sure, if that is a true end goal or end destination for what we're dealing with now. So anyway, we'll keep tabs on it for sure. We'll watch it as both
I'm
of us
hoping
are
that we wake up on
invested.
Saturday, Sunday morning, Monday morning, and be like, yes, they've agreed.
Yeah. If not, we'll be watching it in the parking lot.
We'll see what happens. There's not going to be a lot for the movie couple to talk about. There's no production.
That's for sure.
I'll tell you that.
All right, let's move on here. What's our next story here? Please remember, we're on the Outlaw Nation on the Twitch channel here. If you haven't followed or subscribed to the Outlaw Nation, please do so and send in some bits, and also send in some Streamlabs. Any questions you want to ask us here, we're open to hearing everything you got to say and reading them.
Brennan Mars subscribed.
Thank you, Brennan. Appreciate it. That's very awesome. I think they got over 600. Thank you.
Brennan's so supportive.
Yeah, he's a good man. All right, where shall we go?
Let's talk a little intergalactic news. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is where we will finally get to see Adam Warlock. He was teased in a end credit, one of those post-credit scenes in, I believe, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yes.
And then we just heard nothing about that for the longest time. We're like, so is it going to happen or what? But you and I know this. Marvel has a whole plan. They're organizing, and I imagine like the inner workings of Marvel. They have this, you know how they have like on detective shows, procedural shows, they have like the big murder board with the strings going to. I imagine that somewhere in a dedicated Marvel office that's under lock and key, and it's just like threads of different colors going different places and different timelines. And I feel like this was already pinned in there, and they just now, it's kind of like, you are now cleared to talk about this. So James Gunn took to his own Twitter to congratulate and to tease the appearance of Adam Warlock, and they have cast Will Poulter in this, who I remember him from We Are the Millers.
Yeah.
But he's been in a slew of other films, including, did you know, because there was, obviously for the It film, we have the Andy Muschietti version, but there was supposedly going to be another one, I believe, by a different director or something like that. I don't remember, but he was in talks for Pennywise for that one.
Oh wow!
I remember hearing about that like ages ago.
I could see that.
Yeah, right. Couldn't you see
it? Yeah, he's got that look. It totally works, of course.
The eyebrows, I feel like.
Yes, the eyebrows.
I don't know. But what are your thoughts on finally we are going to get to see Adam Warlock in a Marvel film?
I'm excited because Adam Warlock can mean so many different things. Because first of all, if you bring him back into a Guardians of the Galaxy, or bring him into a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 film, that means there's going to be jokes, right? And so
yes,
Adam Warlock is billed in the Marvel universe as the perfect human. He is created by the Sovereign to be the perfect human. And so I think there's going to be some ball busting going on about how perfect he really is, from Rocket Raccoon, from Star-Lord, from a number of people. So you cast someone like Will Poulter, who can play serious, hardcore, tough stuff like he did in Detroit or the Underground Railroad, or other projects that he's been in, even Dope Sick, the one that's out on Hulu now. But you also cast him because he can play comedy, like you see in We're the Millers. So he's able to play, he's able to move within both worlds really well and believably. So this is a smart casting decision. I like the look. He's no longer that skinny kid you used to know, like maybe 5-6 years ago. The recent pictures of that my man's been lifting the weights. He's bulking up. He's getting into his.
I mean, if you're going to be in an MCU film.
Yeah, right.
They probably, I don't know, does it come with the contract? You get like a nutritionist and a personal trainer?
You go to the Marvel gym?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Like Kumail Nanjiani said, there's a Marvel gym. That's where they go to.
Dude, he's completely transformed. Like, I don't know what kind of food he was eating, strict diet that he had to follow. And by diet, I don't mean not eating. I just mean eating specific types of food that's going to help you retain muscle and like look as cut as he does. Because he's cut.
He's cut.
He is cut.
You're 1,000% correct. And so you wonder, so this is a smart move, I think, overall, because it's a really good actor and it's going to be able to play this part really well and roll with it. But also Adam Warlock is an interesting character thrown into the MCU, because you're right, Wendy, all these strings attached and whatever, when they're looking like Charlie Day, looking at all the stuff behind him there, like in It's Always Sunny. But the connective tissue here is he connects to Thanos, he connects to the Soul Stone. He connects to the Fantastic Four. He connects to Gamora. So there's a lot of play that Adam Warlock can have. And he even joined the Guardians for a stretch of time in the comics. So there's a lot with Adam Warlock that they can play with here. And I trust in James Gunn and trust what he's going to do with the character. So I'm excited for it. It makes me happy to see, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So this is just exciting. Just a little bit of, extra Marvel MCU news. We're getting the Eternals. We're getting, what else are we getting this year? as a part of, I guess, the MCU
Hawkeye.
In a way. Oh, Hawkeye. That's right. That's coming end of November. We are going to be getting No Way Home, which we know Doctor Strange is in.
Yes.
Oh gosh, it's so good to be a fan right now. It's so good.
I know. I agree. All right. I don't see any Streamlabs and I haven't seen any bits. So let's move on to our next thing. And please, if you've got bits, send them in, for God's sakes. Let's do it.
Well, speaking of Hawkeye, we do have a new clip, of said show, and it's coming up, and it's funny because the very first, and in a way, in this one too, where we get to see Hawkeye, but in like Christmas holiday setting, him meeting Kate Bishop for the first time. And I think for me, the main takeaway, obviously I'm very excited to see this. I am like I'm so excited Haley Steinfeld is going to be in this.
Oh yeah.
But also I want just more about like, what is it? Rogers, the musical.
Yes. We got a little more.
I want that to be a real thing.
Thor. The look on Hawkeye's face, on Clint Barton's face as he's watching the musical is priceless. He's just like, what the
that's small. He does like that subtle twinkle with his eye. I can't do it. It's a Jeremy Renner special. Like I can't do it, but it's so funny. Is the rest of my face don't move, but I'm gonna express a slight disdain for this show by wrinkling the underside of my right eye.
Yeah, but this was a great 1 minute clip. I mean, we got a little more of the Christmas vibe to it. We got some more of the sarcasm that is from the Matt Fraction run that's going to be decorating this entire series. So all of that was in here in this 1 minute clip, and it was great. But he's doing some weekend cosplay or whatever, fighting with the swords and stuff.
It's like LARPing almost.
Nerdy. Yeah, yes, LARPing. Yeah. Yes, that's what he's doing.
Or like SCA War stuff. Cool. I feel like he'd go and like accidentally kill people because he's trained out of everybody else.
You think
a trained assassin?
He'd be the most aware person, so he wouldn't.
He's partied when he's like, let me take out my contacts or something. He wouldn't have contacts. He's Hawkeye. Let me just like turn off half of my ability because otherwise I'd annihilate this entire group.
Yeah, because I've been on my brother used to do those every weekend, and I would go every once in a while to watch him for a couple hours, and those nerds hurt each other. So it ain't no joke. Sometimes
they hit hard. I think it looks like
swinging those things. It's no joke. Yeah. They're working out.
Let us know in the chat if you've participated in LARPing or SCA.
Yes,
let us know. Would love to hear your experience.
Tell us.
So after seeing this clip, does it make you more excited for the upcoming show?
Yeah, even more so. I mean, listen, we're rewatching right now WandaVision for the stereo show that the Lady Outlaw and I do on Saturdays, and it's been great to revisit that. We're going to jump into Falcon and Winter Soldier after that, and then Loki, and then possibly What If. But to me, Hawkeye, and especially the Matt Fraction version of Hawkeye, is low-key one of the ones I've been looking forward to the most. And I think this is the one that we're going to have the most fun with. You know what I'm saying? Every one of these series has been very heavy. The first one, WandaVision with grief, Falcon and Winter Soldier, the racism aspect, the grief. How do you go on past Steve, Bucky, and all the stuff he's dealing with? Then you get into Loki, and Loki, although it does have some funny moments, Loki is also about like the universe is cracking into multiverses rather. It's cracking into a multiverse. So like, what does that mean? And Loki dealing with his own death, dealing with love for the first time, but then losing that, there's all of that. Yeah. And then What If dealing with, Ultron coming back and the Guardians of the Multiverse. So all the stuff has been pretty heavy for the most part. This looks like it's going to be a blast. Like the Ant-Man of the MCU, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun as a bit of a kind of a palate cleanser, because something tells me Eternals is going to be pretty heavy as well, Wendy, and that's coming around the corner on November 4th. So this is a perfect one to be putting in at this time. And we're going to get the first 2 episodes on November 24th in time for Thanksgiving.
Yes. I'm so excited, which makes perfect sense for that time to drop, because around that time, once we've stuffed our bellies full of whatever it is that you eat for Thanksgiving for the holiday, you're like, I'm ready for Christmas. I mean, Christmas decorations are popping up in stores now. Halloween's not even here. I'm seeing trees. I'm seeing people selling ornaments. I'm like, no, let me have my Halloween first, and then we can jingle all the way.
Yeah.
Going to the comments section real quick before we move on to the next topic. Adoboy says, is Thor making an appearance in GOTG 3? That would be a fun dynamic, Thor and Warlock. What do you think? Do you think we'll see Thor make an appearance?
Well, the Guardians are supposed to be in Thor 4, so I feel like it should be reciprocated into Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I would love it. And I said this on the Geek Buddies the other day. I said I would love it if it's Thor, Star-Lord, and Adam Warlock vying for the affection of Gamora. All 3 of them, because remember, Gamora doesn't remember her relationship with Peter Quill.
Correct.
So she's on the market, ladies and gentlemen.
And you know who's going to come in and sweep her off her feet?
Who's that?
Valkyrie. Valkyrie.
Oh,
it's going to be Tessa Thompson.
Why
That's
not?
easy.
Yeah. I would have said Howard the Duck, but he's taken by Darcy. But like you see the 3 here, I could see those 3 dudes, because you know how dudes get when they're after one woman. They get real stupid with each other. I could totally see that, and all 3 of them acting the fool, trying to get with Gamora, trying to be with Gamora, so to speak. So yeah, I think this is perfect. This works so well, and especially because like here's the ascending order: Peter Quill, Thor, and Adam Warlock. Because if Warlock's the perfect human, he kind of trumps Thor. So Thor was giving Peter Quill so much crap in the second Guardians of the Galaxy. How funny would it be that it's Warlock giving Thor crap, who's giving Quill crap? So it's just brilliant the way it would work if that would happen. I hope so.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see. I mean, we don't know. This is speculation. We know nothing, but that's very exciting to kind of think about. It'll be fun.
Comedy gold.
Yeah.
All right, where shall we head off to next, Wendy?
Let's take a swing into the No Way Home universe here. So just kind of this popped up on Twitter under the hashtag, I think it was just No Way Home or Tom Holland or something like that. So there's been a quote that he's been found saying in an interview. It says, quote, "We were treating Spider-Man No Way Home as an end of a franchise, let's say. If we're lucky enough to dive into these characters again, you'll be seeing a very different version. It would no longer be the Homecoming trilogy." What? No. I don't want another. I mean, if they keep Tom Holland and then they explore the Spider-Verse, totally fine with that.
Yeah.
You know, Into the Spider-Verse, the Miles Morales, like the animation film, obviously opened up that door for us to be able to explore. And then I want to be able to get like Spider-Woman and Spider-Gwen, please. I want to see Spider-Gwen and so many others. But I am definitely not ready to say goodbye to Spider-Man Tom Holland. 0%. I think he's a great combination of like he really balances out the Spider-Man personality and the Peter Parker personality. He is the right age. I am not ready for them to like have to go and look for another actor. Like Tom Holland's so great in the role. So I in a way I was I don't know. Maybe the comments trolling a little bit to get people to be like, oh, we got to go see this film for sure. It might be his last one as Spider-Man. But it is a little scary to hear. That's like, wait, what? It might be the last one? Yeah. It is called No Way Home. And my husband's got a theory after we watched. Oh, wait. What movie was it that we watched? And he's like, I was right. Oh, nope, I can't remember. He's in the chat. Dustin, if you're listening to the show, put it in the chat because I can't remember exactly where the theory came from. There might be some spoiler in the just to forewarn you guys, but he said it and I was like, oh my God, I think you're right. So I'll wait and see if he types because I think he's watching, maybe. Okay. But what do you think about like if let's just take the comment at face value?
I think it's a great comment because he's saying we were treating, like you said, No Way Home is the end of franchise. I think if we were lucky enough to dive into these characters again, you'd be seeing a very different version. It would no longer be the Homecoming trilogy. We would give it some time and try to build something different and totally change the films. Whether that happens or not, I don't know, but we were definitely treating No Way Home like it was coming to an end, and it felt like it. And he said, we've been making these films for 5 years now. We've had such an amazing relationship, the three of us. He's mentioning Ned, Jacob Batalon. We've been with each other every step of the way. We've done every single film, every single press tour with Zendaya. So this one scene is, if this would be the last time we were all worked together, it was heartbreaking. So, I mean, that could mean a lot of things. So, yeah, I mean, you develop that relationship, Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, and Tom Holland, because they're all in this together and support each other together through these three movies. But it makes sense because I think this is the end of Tom's contract as well, that they extended for 3 extra movies to be a part of this. And if it's No Way Home, Home could be the MCU, and he gets lost in another universe, and that other universe is the Sonyverse, right? Because
I think that was exactly Justin's theory.
Yeah,
that was exactly that. After seeing, and I remember now, it's after he said this to me after Venom.
Yeah.
After, and I don't want to say like why he thought that, just in case people in the chat have not finished watching Venom, whether it be Carnage yet. But that was when he said, I was like, oh, so
yeah, that's what it seems like. He's gonna get stuck there for whatever reason. So he can still
be Spider-Man.
He could be, yes. And then they have to fill the hole, and who will fill the hole of that Spider-Man in the MCU? I wonder.
The MCU make Zendaya. Make Zendaya.
Maybe Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen's a possibility, right? I mean, I would sure as fuck put a live-action Spider-Gwen in a heartbeat in the MCU.
But I want that to be Haley Steinfeld so bad because I loved her voice. I know she's going to be. She's already Kate Bishop. So
I think that would be a great moment if you cast the Spider-Gwen and Haley Steinfeld shows up as the new Hawkeye and has that double take. Like, this feels familiar. This looks familiar. Like something like that, and then moves on.
Right.
That would be very funny. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I think these are the right things for him to say. He's been here before, where it feels like it might be over. You don't take anything for granted because you just never know. And if he's going to go into Sony, it'll be a whole different approach to Spider-Man. So he's kind of preparing people with, hey, if we do it again, it'll be completely different, tonal change, blah, blah, blah. So maybe he goes out into the Spider-Verse, the Sony Spider-Verse for a bit with the Sinister Six and then comes back to MCU down the road. We shall see. We shall see.
Yeah. And I just want to read a comment in that, like under the Twitter banner where people are talking about No Way Home here, but from Jovenshire, who friend of the show, says, so hearing Tom Holland talking like No Way Home is the end of things, it's giving me a theory. No Way Home will introduce Miles Morales, and he'll be the Spider-Man going forward. Multiversal shenanigans, multiple Spider-Man, calling it. So we'll check back, obviously, once we figure out, after we've seen, we won't know until after we see No Way Home to see if maybe Joven. I mean, I don't hate that. I feel like it's been too long since we've ever seen a live action Miles Morales. So
yeah, exactly.
It's time.
We shall see. We shall see.
Yes.
And all those theories have been thrown out there. So there's a lot to play with for sure. So
watch all of us be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we usually are. Every once in a while, we get something by, but we're usually wrong because Kevin Feige is 10 steps ahead of all of us. Yes. All right. Where are we on to next, Wendy? We got a little Dark Knight action to talk about, or
Batman just action? A little bit. This is a very little. I wouldn't even call it a trailer. It's literally just a tease to get us all excited for the event that is coming tomorrow. DC Fandom. I actually have this giant mailer box from Warner Media sitting out in my living room that I have not opened yet, which we'll do probably later today. But we're so excited for DC Fandom tomorrow, and we'll talk in a second about like what we're excited to see. But the fans have gone completely insane over Battinson's Dark Knight voice. I mean, there's some criticism, some voicing that they like the Christian Bale one better, but you have to remember this Battinson's Batman is not Christian Bale Batman, as in. Not just that they're completely different actors, but in the timeline, Battinson is year 2 Batman.
Yeah.
Christian Bale was more experienced.
Right.
So naturally they're going to sound, different.
Yeah.
But people are just getting more and more excited to see more footage from the Batman. I know when I saw it, last year during DC fandom, about lost my damn mind because I didn't know what to expect. But I am for Robert Pattinson playing Batman, but to see him in the costume and to hear vengeance, I'm like, okay, just give me the film right now. I don't even need to watch another trailer. Just put that in front of me right now. I want it now.
Yeah. I know. I'm excited for it. I like it. They say it's a signal, all of that stuff. It's great to hear him do the voice. But somebody was like, somebody, I think it was Vavida as well. Again, on Twitter, he was like, wait, didn't you guys hear his voice in the trailer? Like, why are people surprised by this?
Because people are just like excited.
I just think people are excited. Exactly. DC fandom. There's going to be a new trailer this weekend. I didn't get a cute little mailer, but I'm going to try to be on top of this stuff if I can be.
10 a.m., man.
Is that when it's starting? Oh, okay.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you better get on that.
I better tell the lady that we got to.
You can't do anything for the first 4 hours of the day.
Yeah. I'll be covering it. That's for sure. And we might do a live Geek Buddies on Sunday night after it's all done, talking about everything that went on. We'll see. There's negotiations happening, but yeah, I mean, this is exciting. This is the right thing. You want this kind of hype. You want this kind of excitement from people on social media, from the fans. So this makes so much sense, and it was brilliant to do just a little 8-second tease, because I think last year they dropped the art, right? Those pictures before DC fandom of the vibe that they wanted the Batman to have, and then they dropped the trailer. Right. And I remember that
so good.
It was last year. Yeah. DC fandom. So it makes sense for them to do another one because it got pushed back with COVID and everything like that. So now we're ready to go, and it's happening, and it's coming next year. So exciting stuff for sure.
Yes.
A lot of stuff happening at DC fandom.
And since we're talking about DC fandom, I do want to point out, I see MK Songbird's comment in the chat there. It says, sucks that DC didn't release an actual schedule. I keep refreshing my email because last year when they did it, they gave us to the T schedule. Like, for example, 11 a.m., Patty Jenkins panel for Wonder Woman 1984. Right. 12:30 p.m., the Batman panel with, Matt Reeves. We are getting nothing like of that sort this year. And I hope it's not because of the way Netflix To Doom ran their event, and they kind of did like hour 1, hour 2, hour 3. I hated that so much because as someone who likes to plan and be organized and just, I like to know things before going in. I don't like the unknown. I don't like change. Weird like that. We don't have the schedule. We don't have a schedule. All they're telling me is this is what you're going to get to see and more. And it starts at 10 a.m. And I'm just like, so I'm literally going to have to sit in front of my computer for 4 hours. I can't even decide if I'm going to live stream, co-stream the whole thing. I don't know if that's allowed. I don't know if I'm just going to be sitting at my desk and like wait for trailers to pop so I can just watch I don't know. I don't know. And it's very frustrating because it's tomorrow. So I don't have more hours in the day to like figure it out. And this happens the first year too, but it was easier to predict because we had the schedule. Nonetheless, right. Schedule drama aside, I am very excited for what is coming up. We're going to get to see, obviously, we talked about the Batman. Maybe some more Wonder Woman news, like if there is going to be a third one. I heard that Patty Jenkins will make an appearance. Obviously, Blue Beetle stuff, The Flash, Aquaman, Black Adam, Shazam 2, and not even like counting all the TV shows like Titans. And I think, isn't there that new Young Justice animation?
Yes.
Yeah. So like a whole new season of that is coming, plus 50 million other things. So what are you most excited to see aside from Batman?
Well, I think Black Adam, because I'm a massive Rock fan. So to see The Rock, Dwayne Johnson being Black Adam, I'm excited to see what we get from that. Also, if we're getting a little bit more of Peacemaker, because I really liked him coming out of Suicide Squad.
Oh, that's right.
A little more with Cena. We had that 1-minute clip that came out, or really 45-second clip that came out a week or two ago. So yeah, I mean, that I want to see a little bit more with that. We're going to get some more with Harley Quinn. People loving that animated Harley Quinn series for sure. And what else is there?
Not for kids.
Not for kids. No. Oh my God.
Rated Ma for mature.
And I know I wasn't the biggest fan of the first Aquaman, but I'm wondering if Aquaman the Lost Kingdom kind of repairs the issues from the first Aquaman. And so I'm curious to see what we're going to get, especially because they're going back into the 1980s for the foundation of the story they're going to tell in this one. So I'm curious, and already seen the picture of Ocean Master on Instagram looking like Jesus lost in the desert. I'm 1,000% ready to see this thing. So I'm down. I'm absolutely down. So yeah. I'm curious about the Patty Jenkins thing though, Wendy. I mean, is she going to announce Wonder Woman 3? Is that what she's doing?
I don't
wonder.
know.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
wonder.
speculation, but she could just come on to talk about, experience in filmmaking and her love for not just Wonder Woman, but the DC heroes. Because they could spin it that way, because I think she is really important to DC fandom. Like that first film was incredible. I loved it. Yeah. So yeah.
Agreed. Okay. All right. So we'll see. We'll keep tabs on it. Definitely. It's a 4-hour event tomorrow, as Wendy said. Yeah. I don't know what I don't know if I'm just going to sit in front of the computer and just, live stream my reactions as I watch it. I don't know. You're right. Who knows what's going to happen? And shout out to how it's all going to go down, but trailers for sure. Trailers galore. So we'll see. All right, Wendy, I don't see any bits or any Streamlabs yet. So what's our next thing? Where are we jumping into?
Real quick, Kirby has a question for you, Mr. Rocha. If you do a live recap on Sunday for DC Fandom, around what time do you think you guys will do it?
Probably 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. That's been usually our time on Sundays.
All times in PT.
6 p.m. PT, yes, PT. 5 or 6 p.m. Right now, there's negotiations. I think it'll depend what drops. Do you know what I'm saying? If it's just the trailer and then some little snippets, we probably won't do a live event. If there's some massive bunches of news being dropped, then we probably do a live event. If not, if it's just small stuff, then other than the Batman trailer, then we'll just push it to the show, next week's Geek Buddies show. So we'll see. Because last year was 2 full days of stuff, right? There was the kids version. You went out into the television. Then they pushed it, right? Didn't they delay? Like they did a day and then they pushed it to another month down the road, the second day, I think, if I remember correctly. So it was a lot of stuff for sure.
Yes.
So there we go.
Well, make sure you stay tuned to the Outlaw Nation. Are you going to be doing it on YouTube, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Right. Yeah.
It's up to you.
I don't know. I'm just trying to get through today. I just spent so much time editing today, man. It's crazy. But yes,
good for you.
I'm going to get through today and then I'll focus on tomorrow when I'm decompressing tonight.
Nice.
I'll figure out what I'm going to do. But sure, but I'll put it up on social media, let people know for sure.
There you go.
There it is. All right, let's jump into what's trending.
What's trending? Hashtag trending. Starting off always a little K-pop corner right here. Got a few topics to talk about. I know a lot of times we kind of stick in the kind of Blackpink BTS lane, but I wanted to talk about Jessi. Her new music video, Cold Blooded, is so good. Jessi is one of those K-pop idols where she doesn't quite, I love her. I think she's fierce as AF. I almost cussed, but see, Jessi brings it out of me. And she doesn't quite fit like the I guess I hate to say it this way, but like the Korean like idol beauty standards, right? She's a little bit more brass in the way in her, that's her personality. I don't think she's trying to put it on. But what I love with this video is oftentimes, obviously, the idol is front and center of the music video. In this one, Cold Blooded, she is not. She doesn't come out until the end. She's focusing it on all the dancers, the choreographer. Junlee she looks fantastic front and center. And I just really love that she's really kind of changing it up, changing how these music videos are designed and shown, and I embraced all of it. For some reason, this music video, it reminds me, it's giving me a little bit of like CL. The song's called Bitches. CL vibes a little bit. Obviously, it's not exactly the same, but I think CL's was also quite dancer heavy, where you can recognize the dancer, which is the royal family.
Right.
If you don't know them, get to know them on YouTube. They're fantastic. So I just want to like shout that out. I was like, man, Jessi, come through. Because she just always surprises me.
Come through. Yeah, I dug it. I mean, I liked it. I watched it. I was enjoying the hell out of it, to be honest with you. And, all the savage exclamations throughout the video and the dance sequences. Pretty cool stuff. And a different vibe that we've gotten from like BTS. Or Blackpink. This one is a little more like
in your face.
In your face, down and dirty, slow beat, but getting into it, jumping. And I like the little animation, like when she's looking at the different window, like looking into the other side, she's animated. So I thought that was pretty badass. So this is pretty cool stuff. I'm telling you right now, Americans need to pay attention to how how the K-pop people
Oh
are doing
yeah.
their music videos. These music videos are transcending music videos, and they're incredible. As a connoisseur of music videos, and I call myself that because I am that. When I see like phenomenal music videos that actually create an entire story, but still stay true to the vibe of what they're trying to do with the artist and the music, it's incredible. And so this is great stuff. Wendy hasn't disappointed me with the videos she's chosen to put on our rundown. Every single time I'm like, this thing is genius, you know.
There's just no way. There's no way you'd be ever disappointed by a K-pop. Even if you don't know the group, you can watch the video and be like, holy crap. Because for the most part, even on the big sets, like I'll just use Blackpink for an example. For the do the song.
Yeah. Right.
That set, it's practical when they're dancing on top of a giant heart-shaped, well, I don't think it's heart-shaped, but just the way it's filmed, it makes it look like heart-shaped, but they're dancing inside on a platform of a giant bear trap. It's practical. It's not green screen, blue screen. It's all real. And that's the music industry in South Korea. And it's really incredible that like people know when they show up and they're ready to, and the work ethic is also like, you know, they're very hardworking.
Good point.
They kind of chase after that. Like, we got to look, the moves got to be perfect. The outfit's got to be perfect. The makeup's got to be perfect. Right. So you really can see that throughout the almost every single music video that I've seen K-pop artists do. And speaking of more K-pop news, we've got some comebacks to talk about. So Stray Kids, I feel like we've been talking about them a lot because they had a huge comeback this year with their new album, No Easy, but they're getting ready. They've released a new video announcing their plans for the rest of this year. And they're doing, it looks like, another comeback in November of this year, which is crazy to me because usually groups will do a lot of promo. They'll, you know, release a couple of songs for their comeback, which that's what they did. We have Thunderous that's out, I think, Cheese and Domino and a bunch of other, you know, so they've been very, very busy. Like, I'm sure their schedule's full. And Stray Kids just don't rest. Because they're like, usually after a comeback, you rest for a little bit.
Yeah.
And you start working on like, what is the next comeback that you're going to do? Usually it's not in the same year, I don't think, but obviously they're they're already planning in the works November, which is not that far away. You know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks away from it.
Yeah. And they're going to a lot of big countries, a lot of big cities, rather. I mean, Los Angeles is one of the cities that's listed on their streaming list of cities.
I'm not even going to try to get tickets. After the BTS thing, forget it.
The debacle. Yes. Seoul, South Korea, New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago, Miami, Phoenix. Congratulations, Phoenix. And San Jose and Los Angeles. San Jose, interesting. Is that a big K-pop place? San Jose?
Potentially.
I don't know. So
potentially.
Shout out to San Jose there, showing up and showing out there for the K-pop people. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I like the video. It's pretty fun, inventive. You know, this is what we've been doing the whole time. And it's like, it's very fun stuff.
With their Australian accent.
Yeah. And then seeing them like do all the things they're doing.
It's great.
I'm down. I'm down. This is how you announce yourself as well. Everything's an event in K-pop. I'm noticing this. Everything is an event. And so you've got to, that's just part of it. So you've got to top yourselves and the other person or group that's come before you, how they've done their event. It's a nice challenge for everybody. I like it.
And just one more piece of news in the K-pop corner here. Aespa is like slaying. Speaking of comebacks, I remember watching. They're a relatively new group. They're under SM, I believe, or SM Town, and they're relatively new. I think they haven't even hit 2 years from their debut, and they are already very, very successful. I think these 4 girls are incredibly talented, incredibly determined, hardworking, and focused. And sometimes, and I don't want to compare like them to Blackpink just because they have 4 members. But I want to say the similarity I see is the chemistry that they have with each other, which is why I think Blackpink works so well as a group, and which is why I think Aespa works so well as a group, because they have this like this unspoken. You can just see it, this very, very intense connection, intimate connection with each other, like the sisterhood, because they all train together, debut together, and that's what makes this group work. They're just so close knit. So their new music video, and they've been performing this live as well. It's called Savage. The vocals, wow. This group can do it all. They can all rap, it feels like, because usually groups are assigned kind of like you have the main dancer, you have the main singer or main vocal, you have the main rapper. But they can all. I've heard all four of them rap at one point or another in one of their songs. They can all dance. Visually, they're all freaking stunning. I've never seen a prettier. Like, I thought Blackpink was pretty, and then I looked at this group. I'm like, oh my god, what do you guys eat? What are you eating and drinking? You're all so beautiful. So yeah, I just wanted to, because they're a newer group, and I don't know if many people know of them yet, but if you don't, check out Aespa. They're really, really fantastic.
Look, I mean, their video has that. Oh, as I look at it now, Wendy, it dropped on October 5th. It has 91 million views. 91,
incredible.
Almost 91.5. They're so close to 91.5. Insane. That's insane. So.
Yeah. Karina and Winter, their visuals are just no joke. Every time I look at them, I'm like, how does like a human look like that?
Yeah. And you know, compared to what was the other group? I'm sorry, the other group
Blackpink?
here, Jessi. Sorry, the other
Jessi,
who's a singular group, right? It's a singular person, right? Am I correct on that?
Solo artist.
So seeing her and her like kind of it almost felt like a little bit of homage to Cold Blooded, the Paula Abdul kind of approach to things, where they're all in black doing the dance sequences and stuff. By the way, I see now where Steph Sabra gets influenced in her fashion sometimes with some of the stuff she wears, because I saw those outfits in Jessi's video, and then you look at what the ladies have here going on, the young girls have here going on, and this is a whole nother approach. It's a younger approach. It's got more of the colorful vibes and the pinks and these more vibrant colors, and it's perfect. And it's so good to see the different variety amongst all these artists that people can enjoy who are into K-pop. So yeah, I dig it. I like it. Yeah. Attaboy says, I'm not that big a fan of Aespa, but they are rising quickly. Yeah, well,
they are.
They are.
Indeed, they are.
All right, Wendy, where are we off to next on What's Trending?
I found this really interesting that it even popped up on my Twitter, I guess. But do you remember, what was your very first cell phone?
Oh, shit. I think I still have it. In my box of electrics up there. Yeah, I hate to get rid of cell phones for whatever reason. But I have
get rid of that. You don't. Well, I mean, maybe keep it now.
Yeah,
it's
I
trendy.
have my box of electrics up there, and electronics rather, and I don't know if I've got my first ever cell phone. Well, yeah, it was like
was it like the Nokia?
It might have been a Nokia or a Motorola, but it was like one of those it was like blue. It was like it was black and blue and rubbery. I remember that, I think. So
it sounds like it could be the Nokia.
Could be. What's going on with this?
So you remember the original back in like late 90s, early 2000s, right? They had the Nokia phone. It's just all one. They're calling it the brick phone.
Yeah, the brick. Yeah, totally.
So Nokia is releasing a new version of the classic brick phone for its 20th anniversary.
Oh my god.
And it's the funniest thing. If you want to click on the show link, like it takes you to you can see the photos.
Yeah.
It's almost the same size and length. It's obviously a little bit wider. It's got a full color display. I'm pretty sure it's touchscreen. And then it comes in different colors. But yeah, so the original model was released in 2001 with a battery that would last weeks. Very durable. Because I know I had one like that. You know, and I dropped it. I would drop it and it'd be okay. Phones nowadays, forget it. Your screen shatters. You're like, I hope I have Apple Care or something like that. And the new phone, the new brick phone, will also come with the classic, iconic mobile game Snake.
Right,
coming back.
Wow,
is that insane?
I'm not surprised by this. I'll be honest with you, because the other day I was watching a commercial for a cell phone. It was on one of the channel. I think it was on Hulu, because I don't buy Hulu without the ads. And it was a flip phone that they were using to shoot themselves in a parking garage and do a choreographed dance sequence. And I was like, what the fuck? Flip phones now are coming back?
They're back.
What's this?
The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip.
Yeah, there you go. So I was like, wait, flip phones are coming back? And so the fact that a brick phone is coming back, I'm not surprised now after I saw the flip phone, because we used to make fun of flip phones when once
We
the
did?
iPhone showed up. We used to make fun of flip
Oh,
phones
right.
once the iPhone showed up. You're like, oh, you still got that old technology. Now, of course, like everything else, Wendy, in life, what's old is new again. 20 years
Yes.
later, the brick is coming back.
The brick is coming
So
back. Flip phones are back.
interesting.
You can get two different models of flip phones too. You have one from Motorola, which
Yeah.
is similar to the original, the Razor design. I
Yeah.
had one. It was pink, and I loved it. And then they have the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, which, like, design wise, I really like it, but I don't
Yeah.
love the Galaxy interface. Like, I'm an iPhone gal, so I'm gonna stick
Right.
to still on the iPhone 7. But eventually, one of these days, I'll upgrade. Going to the chat
Yeah.
here. Crystal says, I still have my first phone, cherry red Nokia with white lights on the side. Dang, that sounds fancy. Mine didn't have any white lights on the side. Did yours?
No, not white lights on the side. No.
What the heck?
That's a cool look, yo. Respect,
Yeah.
Crystal. Respect.
Nice. I remember having the Razor, says Dros Walker.
Yeah.
Same. I had a pink one.
Oh yeah, the
Amazing.
BTS flip phone. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
Yes.
talking about, boy. Yeah.
I think that partially was like, I want to get that.
The old Zach Morris phone is being rebooted. Yes, it is. Yes, it
The
is.
big one
Yeah,
with the antenna that you can't push back down. It's just giant.
What's old is new again. What's next? I'm gonna get my parachute pants out of the closet.
God. I think it's already back. Isn't that the one with all the strings? Is that what they are?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't think I owned a pair.
Surprisingly, no. The parachute pants is the one with the zippers, all the zippers in the different pockets up and down the pants. Those.
I feel like I see those in K-pop videos.
No, probably. They can pull it off. They're still in shape and young. Anyway, all right. Where are we up to next? So, wait, how much is it going to be? The Nokia is going to be 60 pounds, is what I'm reading, because this is from the Daily Mail.
That's it.
60 pounds. It comes with a larger 2.8 inch 320 by 240 pixel screen compared to the 1.inch 120 by 160 pixel screen found on the original, and it's on sale for $59.99. So 59.99 pounds to get it there in the UK. So I don't know if it's going to be available in the US and what the price will be on that, but yeah, and it's going to come out in yellow and black.
I have a really important question about this phone. I don't know if you can answer this.
Please.
Text messaging on the new Nokia. Do you still have to press the number 2 4 times, 3 times to get to the letter C? Because that's how we used to text. And you got charged per text message. It was like 20 cents or something stupid like that. 10 cents.
Yeah.
Charged you more if you included a photo with your text message. Remember that?
Yeah, of course. It was forever to send the things. Yeah. Apparently, it can go 21 days, as you said, between charges if left on standby.
Holy crap.
It uses a micro USB cable and it runs for 19 hours on battery when being active. So you could talk for 19 hours straight on the phone before it runs out of battery.
Who talks on the phone these days?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What were we watching the other day? Oh, yeah. Only Murders in the Building. There's that great, the most recent episode or an episode before, both Steve Martin and Martin Short are wondering how to get in contact with Selena Gomez because they have her number and they're like, do we call her? Is that what we're supposed to do? Is it, do the kids like to call? And he's like, no, for some reason they find it intrusive. So send a text. It's like, because that's the difference. That's the difference. I remember dating during the transition between phone and text, and like girls would be really weird if you called them. And why didn't you text me? And I'm like, well, isn't texting personal? And then eventually everyone transitioned to text, and it was the only way to do it. So yeah,
I prefer text.
Yeah. Draw says, yes, it was 99 cents per text for a long time when I had my Razor.
Wow.
Right. That's
it was expensive.
It had to be emergency to get that information across.
Trying to get to that person. Hopefully you have your voicemail box set up back then.
So the camera's going to be 0.3 megapixels. Memory is going to be 16 megabytes of RAM and 8 megabytes internal. Why the fuck are you getting this?
What?
And it has... It has FM radio, wired and wireless, and an MP3
Why is it
player.
trying so hard to be retro? It's trying so hard.
Just do a retro look, but keep,
Correct. Today's
The
technology and a
updated
retro
stuff.
phone, and the phone's big enough for you to fit all the stuff in there. I imagine everything's slim and small design now. So, my
Exactly.
God, what?
Anyway, all right. There. What else we got left on It's Trending, Wendy?
Oh
Where
man,
else
just a
do we
couple
go?
of things.
Okay.
Squid Game obviously taken the world by storm. Have you watched it?
I have not watched it.
John,
I know. I
what are you
know.
doing?
Ugh, I know. I will watch it. I will watch. The lady doesn't want to watch it, or we would have watched it by now because there have been a couple of nights last week where
Why doesn't she want to watch it?
she's
not
just not. She
interested?
doesn't like the stuff where people are in danger and stuff like that in that way.
Oh,
She's
okay,
not.
okay.
She's not a fan
yeah,
of it. So
definitely not her kind of show then.
no. But I will be watching it. Trust me on that.
Please
I'll probably
do.
take Sunday and watch it. Because my
After episode 2, you're gonna be like, I need to watch it all the way to the end. There's only 9 episodes, I think.
Oh, really? And they're all
Yeah,
9. They're all an hour, right? About an hour each episode.
I think. Well, K dramas technically are like hour and a half.
What?
Per? Yeah. Well, hold on a second. Let me check.
Wait, what?
Runtime.
Squid Game's an hour and a half each episode.
I think so.
Watching a movie per episode.
That's how K dramas work.
Oh,
They're all hour and a half.
Oh my God.
Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Hold
I
on.
can't find it. I know the total runtime is 491 minutes.
Episode 1 is an hour.
Okay, so it's just an hour then.
Is an hour and 2. Does it get longer?
No.
Episode 3 is 54.
It says here.
Okay, yeah.
That
it looks it's about 55 hours.
Yeah.
55 minutes.
Yeah, at the longest, maybe 63. That's not that bad. You can do it.
No, I think Netflix was like, this is cool and all, but
the other K dramas that I watch are typically hour and a half.
Yeah, are they 9 episodes?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's it. That's it. 9 hours. You got 9 hours in a day.
Well, the 8th episode is only 32 minutes, so really,
well, there you go.
In a day.
Yeah,
so I'll do it.
It's a work day. Come on.
It's a light work day if it's only 8 hours. Anyway.
So Squid Game is taking the world by storm. It's available in all the dubbed in different languages. People are for sure dressing up as either the players or the workers, or maybe even the front man in the game. I'm considering buying a green jumper for Navi so she can be she can dress up like Hyung for Halloween. I bought myself some costumes pieces to dress up like the red light, green light doll.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see. One of the pieces may not get here until after Halloween, so I might have to cancel. But it's everywhere. It's in stores. It's in advertisement. Interviews are everywhere. It's even in Animal Crossing. So just not like a sponsored Nintendo Squid Game sponsored island, but one of the players who plays Animal Crossing is so talented with island building that they built their own Squid Game island that I actually visited on Twitch one day. I was just like, wait, there's a Squid Game island. I would not recommend you visiting the island if you have not watched the show. You're not going to understand anything.
Of course.
You're going to look at it and be like, I don't get it. You'll get some of the aesthetics, like the green jumpsuit, the hot pink jumpsuit that the workers wear, some of the squares and circles and all that, but all the other stuff you won't really understand. But what's cool about that island is that it is it's interactive. Like you can kind of in a way play the game, the Squid Games. It's really, really cool. So
nice.
The person who created is on Twitter. It's I think Chillax Crossing is the Twitter handle, and they will have the dream code for this Squid Game Island on their profile. So make sure you go check that out. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, loved it.
All right, what's our last thing then?
Staying in the lane of Netflix, you know how we have Cowboy Bebop coming soon, the live action coming soon. And you and I were talking, like, should you rewatch or just watch if you haven't yet the original anime? And we were kind of debating, like, where can you find it now? And currently it is only available on Hulu. However, it is coming soon to Netflix itself, which means you can wait for it to hit. It's coming to Netflix October 21st. So just in like 6 days, it's coming. And then we know that we have the live action version that is releasing on November 19th. What's really cool is they've invited the original anime voice cast who is going to dub the Japanese dub for the live action series.
I think that's good.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, especially to have as many of the original Japanese cast come back to voice their respective roles as possible. And not everybody is returning because that anime came out so long ago, but the original voice actor who played Spike will be returning to voice to do the voice dub for the Japanese audio.
That's great.
Which I think is so cool. I'm very giddy about this. I love Cowboy Bebop. I just really hope that the live action does the anime justice. I really hope so.
Maybe I'll start it tonight. No, I'll start Squid Game tonight, and then I'll start.
Oh my god, yes, Squid Game first.
Cowboy Bebop on Sunday, maybe. Yeah, I'll do that.
It's only like 20 some minutes per episode, anyways.
Yeah,
for Cowboy Bebop, so you'll get.
And I've got Hulu, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. One of the things to know for Hulu, because Dustin and I have been watching on Hulu. Yeah. You can only watch it English dubbed. Ooh. Which, by the way, that one's a very good one. It's a very good one to watch English dub. That one is like, usually I prefer personal preference to watch Japanese. I watched it in both, and I will say the English dub is on point. But if you want to wait until it hits Netflix, I feel like they will offer you the option to have both. Hulu only has one, it seemed like.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Where shall we head on off to now, Wendy? Are we jumping into our coming soon stuff?
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you got?
I got Dune. Dune is coming up. I finally got to see it. It comes out, I believe, next weekend with Hans Zimmer. That's what I felt like when I was watching it in the theater. I was like, Hans Zimmer. But it's so good. The soundtrack is so good.
Oh yeah, holy shit, the soundtrack is fantastic,
man. But what I can't wait for people to feast their eyes on the cinematic epicness that is Dune.
Yeah,
I was a little nervous going into it, to be honest with you.
Me too. Because I'd seen some of the reviews coming out of the festival, and some people were like, they do a terrible job explaining it, or I got confused, or people like, oh, it's a bunch of spectacle but no real heart, and some people were really positive about it. Yeah, some people were. Yeah, I've seen that some of the reviews, and some people were like,
oh, different movie if you say there's no real heart.
That's what I thought. And then when I watched it, I was like, this is incredible. It's engrossing. It's so well done. The story is simple. Although there's all that stuff going on, it's very simple story, and you just have to keep tabs on what planet you're on and who it is you're fighting.
You don't go to that many.
Yeah, you don't go to that many.
Not in this first part, anyways.
Right, exactly. And there's only 3 species, or 3, whatever you want to call them, that you need to be aware. 3 houses, that you need to be aware of. And other than that, you're good to go. And I have to say, I loved the direction. It's 2.5 hours, but it's quick. It's quicker than you think. If you're into this, I'm into sand epics like Lawrence of Arabia and English Patient. So to me,
sand epics,
it went quick. And I had a really good. And when it was done, I was like, this is perfect ending for a part 1. Sometimes they end a part 1, and you're like, oh, they just did it because they knew they had to end here and blah blah blah. This feels a very natural, perfect time to stop.
Right, as in if we didn't get a part 2, it'd actually be okay.
Yeah, it would be okay.
Because people can go and like, okay, I want to find out the answers. I'm going to go read the book. But we know that there's going to be a part 2. But you're right, it is a very natural way to end the movie. Yeah, Timothée Chalamet is phenomenal in this.
Yes,
he's just so good. We knew this from, if you watch any of his work, you can already tell the type of actor he is. But the whole cast just firing on all cylinders. Oh yeah, really great watch. I was nervous because I knew the book to be dense. I hadn't read the book. I hadn't watched the David Fincher movie. I didn't watch the TV series, and all I knew, I was like, Paul Atreides is important. That's it. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God. And I will agree that some people, like, if they found it confusing, it is like definition of sci-fi. So if you're not used to reading a sci-fi book or watching sci-fi films, I don't mean Star Wars, like, and this is not like, throwing any sort of shade at Star Wars, but it's a very different representation. Yeah. Like, this is straight, like, this is deep sci-fi. So I think you would have to have a little bit of an idea of like sci-fi films and how they're constructed. And it is a little jarring in the beginning when you hear, and even throughout the film, where you will hear terms thrown at you and it's not explained. But guess what? It's not explained in the books either. You just see those words and terminologies enough in the context that they're presenting. You go, okay, this means this.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah. I downloaded the audiobook. No, sorry. I downloaded the audiobook and I'm returning it because I found out that the audio on Audible, it's abridged. There is no unabridged version. And I'm like, for Dune, a book that came out in the late 60s, and you guys don't have an unabridged audio version of it.
Yeah.
Forget it. So I deleted it off my device. I got my credit back and I was like, I don't want this. And I downloaded the digital book instead.
Oh, gotcha.
Unabridged.
Well, 5 people tried to do the unabridged and they died. So they stopped doing it because there was so much to fucking say.
I have to keep going.
They went crazy. And died. So basically, they're like, all right, we're going to abridge this one. Let's abridge this one because nobody seems to be surviving. Because the book is like this. The book is a Nokia phone. It's a brick. It's a damn brick.
You throw it at people.
You could really throw and hurt someone with that book. I mean, I remember when I used to work the bookstores, the Dune section, because it's multiple books, the Dune stuff. It's just like, whoa, put them right next to each other because they're so big.
You open the book. Wow.
All right. And
what's yours coming soon?
Antlers. Antlers is coming soon.
Ooh.
Finally, the horror film is coming. Scott Cooper. It's opening the same weekend as Dune. And I'm finally getting to go to a screening of this, not this Monday, but the next Monday, because it's coming out on the 29th. But
very
people,
nice.
Get ready for this one, because I have a feeling this one is going to mess some people up. I just recorded, for those of you who don't know, for the last 3 years, I've been the voice for Crypt TV for their horror commercials, for their horror campaigns, for movies that are coming out that are horror films. And so I just recorded 2 ads for them for Antlers. And the content of the ads, the things they talk about in the content of the ads that's in the movie, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be insane.
Freaks you out just reading the description?
It does. Just reading the description.
Ooh.
An ancient creature. I go
Is that
crazy.
what you sound like?
Yeah, it's what I do. If you listen to it, that's how
Nice.
I usually do it. They go, can you do slow and creepy? I'm like, sure. Scott Cooper has directed Antlers. And so it's just more of that approach. So I have a little fun with it, but I am looking forward to this one. And this one, Wendy, is one of those kind of smaller films that has been pushed and could have easily gone to streaming. So they must think they've got a unique experience or event type of film for people to go to the theaters and enjoy. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'm so surprised this is in your coming soon section, because I know you're not like, you watch horror, but you don't what's the word?
I'm not
volunteer yourself usually.
Yeah, usually. But I do like
You'll watch it. Yeah, that's true.
Like the Black Phone, the trailer from earlier this week for Scott Derrickson.
I watched that yesterday.
Ooh.
Nope.
Yeah, I did my trailer reaction for that, and I was like this by the end of the fucking trailer.
On the ceiling.
On the ceiling like a cat. Yeah, it was scary as shit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Antlers, and I hope it's incredible. Yes. All right. What else are we? What's our next thing here? Oh, what we recommend. Yes. What shall we discuss? I mean, we kind of talked about last Duel.
Yeah. So I feel like
okay.
No, but I will say, since we're kind of in and you talked about Halloween at the very beginning, how you want to go back and rewatch the original.
Yes.
Halloween before you dive into this. Is Halloween Kills. Wait, is it called Halloween or Halloween Kills?
Halloween Kills. Yeah.
There. So we all know that on Netflix they have a whole series called The Movies That Made Us, that cover very iconic films like Home Alone, like Jurassic Park, so much more. So they just came out with season 3. There's, I think, 6 episodes or something like that, taking us from the Halloween season all the way to the holiday season. And Halloween is episode number 1 for season 3, and Dustin and I watched it last night, and it's just so interesting to see how that movie was born and all the little details that went into making it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Okay. All right. What else do you recommend?
I'm kind of into creepy games right now. I don't have it in front of me, but there's a game Dustin gifted for my birthday because I asked for it and he was like, "You want to play this? Okay." I didn't realize how creepy because I said on stream I was like, "I want to play a creepy game, whatever." I haven't been able to put it into my Switch since day one of playing one day, and I was like, I don't know. It's a daytime play. It's not a nighttime play for sure, but it's a game. It's a sequel to the original of the same name. It's called Little Nightmares, but it's the second one, and you play a little girl named, I think her name is Six, and you are supposed to try to navigate through this world, but everything is literally made of nightmares. Like it's kind of, I don't want to say Texas Chainsaw, but it gives me a little bit of that weird feeling of like people's faces sewn together and
the centipede.
Oh God.
Oh, hello.
Nothing like that yet, but it is. Everything is like nightmarish, and it's definitely not for kids. It's definitely like rated PG-13 at the lightest, I would say. It's creepy, and it's a platform game, and I'm not the best at platform games because I don't know how to time my jumps correctly. Never been able to, still can't. But it's a lot of fun. I want to play through it because the animation is really cool, but it's creepy as fuck.
Right. I'm trying to find the documentary that I want to talk to you guys about. I just watched it on HBO. It's a, let me see if I can just type in HBO documentary, see what comes out, because this is the thing that I'm recommending. It's a cult one. A new one that dropped last week. And which one is it about? It's about it's called The Way Down. There it is. The Way Down. Yes. And it's based on this real person. Her name is Gwen Shamblin, and she wrote a book called The Way Down, WEIGH. So she taught people through religion how to lose weight. And so she created this kind of pseudo-religious cult that was built around people losing weight, using the scriptures, using what God says in the Bible, and saying that your body, if you gain weight, you're essentially insulting God because he said your body is a temple. So she went and studied in college or whatever to find these kind of techniques. And then when she attached it to religion, that's when she started to blow up. And she created this massive cult in Franklin, Tennessee. I think it's called Brentwood, which is just like Brentwood, LA. It's the rich area of Tennessee. And she creates this whole cult. And her husband, who was an actor, because it was her second husband, he came into the cult and they got together. They died in a plane crash on the way to speak to a Trump event. So this documentary is 3 episodes, but it was planned out to be 5 episodes. So they stopped at episode 3. And they said the next 2 episodes are coming next year because they're going back to interview the people who said they couldn't talk because they were afraid to get sued. And now that she died in the plane crash, they are now going to talk about their experiences in the documentary. So it's an unsettling, brilliant, awesome documentary. You will tear through it in a night. It's 3 episodes. You'll burn through it in a night because it's so interesting. And each one ends on a crazy cliffhanger. And who knew this was all happening?
I didn't even know there was
Franklin, Tennessee.
What in the heck? Using religion to essentially body shame people?
To body shame people into losing. And if you gained weight, you were kind of ostracized from the church. Like they put you.
Give me all the bad foods then. I don't want to.
And when you join the cult, just like a cult, or I'm sorry, you join the religious sect, they went into fundamentalism. So they said that they are the final piece in God's church. And so they're teaching you the actual way to get accepted into heaven. And every other church across the world is wrong. They're the only ones teaching the right way. And you have to keep,
for sure.
It is, right? And then you have to keep buying her new weight loss products every few months when they come out.
Oh my God.
You don't even get it for free. You have to buy them and be adhering to them, or you get kicked out of the religious sect. So
just so gross.
And that's crazy. Wow. It's crazy. It's kind of brilliant, but it's crazy. Yeah.
I cannot wait to see the next 2 episodes next year to see what people who are afraid to speak up about it, their true feelings, now can do so freely.
Yeah.
I just also don't want, like, people use religion. It's like, you know, like we now like love thy neighbor and all this and us preach love, and then like they turn that into something so harmful and hateful, and I'm like, I think you missed the message. I think you took this one line and you said, but it actually means this.
It means to judge thy neighbor.
I'm gonna be mean to people. Yeah, and I'm better than you. And I was like, ew, like, can we do away with the holier than thou attitude, please?
Yeah. Sadly, some people use religion in that manner to put themselves above other people, which is completely against the point. So yeah. I like this. That's crazy that people can eat their way out of this cult.
Sign me up. I'll eat my way out. MK says that's been in my queue. Just need to find the time. Also want to watch the Brittany Murphy 2-part doc.
Yeah, that came out. I think that's out now today on HBO Max. So I may put that on my schedule for this weekend as well. But the reviews say they don't really go as deep as they were hoping they would go. So, but I'm going to watch it myself and see if I like it or not. So we'll see for sure. Nice. All right. Well, let's wrap it up there, Wendy. We got to get on out of here. We've been up for an hour and a half on the show already. So thank you to everyone who watched us. Thanks for the bits at the beginning. Appreciate it. Hope you remember to subscribe and follow the channel, the Outlaw Nation channel. We'll be doing it every Friday at 3 p.m. PT on the channel. This show exclusively on Twitch. I do put it up later on the YouTube channel for sure, but it goes live on Twitch. So make sure you enjoy it here first and hang out with us here first. Wendy, thanks again. Another fun show. Where can they find you? Please plug everything.
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter, but just by going to this name right here at Wendy Lee Zaney. I'm on YouTube under The Movie Couple, where we have reviews for movies and TV shows, trailer reactions. Definitely going to be talking about, in some capacity or another, DC fandom. I don't know if it's going to be on YouTube or on my Twitch channel. Probably YouTube. I don't know. But if you want to find me trying to not get too spooked playing Little Nightmares 2, you can find me right here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Wendy Lee Zaney.
There you go. You can follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And if you want to head over to my YouTube, youtube.com/John Rocha Says is there for you all to subscribe to that as well. We just crossed 18,300 the other day. Want to keep marching. Thanks, Wendy, towards 19,000, maybe 20. We just dropped the first episode of The Jedi Way. We're back after a 3-month hiatus, and we spoiler reviewed Star Wars Visions. So got into them, I rewatched it again yesterday, the entire run of them in the Japanese audio, and had a little fun with those. And we talked about them all, breaking it down. It's a spoiler review, but it's up there now on the channel. And tonight I'll be dropping my last Duel spoiler review for that as well, to see what the reaction that gets from the 5 million winning film there. So we shall see. I'm so glad I spent 3 hours on that. All right. Well, and I guess I'll put up a Halloween Kills review at some point this weekend. A spoiler review of that this weekend for sure when I get around to recording that. And we'll see what happens with DC fandom. Just follow me at The Rocha Says, and you'll find out for all of that. All right. That's it from us. Take care of yourselves. Be well. And we'll talk to you next week with another brand new episode here of the John and Wendy Show. And you all be well, be safe, and take care. Bye.
Bye, everybody.